Killing the music of the track down.
Hey, I might need to put these on. Yeah. Yo. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? It's your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan. Happy coming at you live, direct, and correct. That's right, with some more news that you can use. That's what I said, MO news. Oh man, I got everything turned up, but let me turn it down. But listen, guys, I hope everybody's doing okay on this What's Up Wednesday as we sit down and talk about training camp. Let's give it up. Ooh, man, listen, we are here. We are here today, and we are live, direct, and correct. And I don't know if you all know or not, but these guys have put the pads on. Like the old folks used to say, I want to hear some leather popping. Leather popping. That's what they used to say. All right, let's give it up. Patrick Ryder is in the house. What's up, Patrick Ryder? He is in the house. Give it up. That's my fire starter right there, always coming through for us. But yeah, I'm going to need everybody tonight because they're all hands on deck tonight because I think PR Cowboys running late, and we already know Chip is going to probably come on a little bit later because he has to work. So you guys are going to be the co-host tonight. Give it up. So let me get this going here. Let me turn this music down just a tad because I know my administration is like, you got the music too loud, turn it down and all that stuff. But again, man, thank y'all for everybody for coming in tonight and being a part of the Cowboy Huddle podcast, man. We really want to say, I always have to say this, that we are totally grateful for everybody that has taken time to contribute their time to the channel. Without you guys, we would not be where we are today. So give it up for yourselves. And you guys know I got to go through the formal introduction, and I got video tonight, man. So we're going to go over to some of this, what's going on with the training camp and everything. But before we get started, I got to get into this. I got to give a big thank you to all those in the social media groups out there. The Cowboy Huddle Podcast, Facebook, Cowboy Fans 365, We Them Boys, 520 Boys, Queen of Honor by Cowboys Fan Club, Mexico, Cowboy Fan Zone 24/7, Guadalajara, Hard Hitters Lifestyle, One Star, One Family. So we want to say thank you to all the social media groups that shares our content in their groups. Give it up. Also, there's been a change of plans. Yeah. I told you guys I was going to probably be heading out to Oxnard, and then I was going to catch the Rams game and all that good stuff. Well, that has changed, guys, because a good friend of mine, which is a content creator, he is hosting a big tailgate in Vegas. I know. So big shout out to One Star, One Family and DJ Kai and Sherry Godmother and all those folks over there and DJ Riley D. And but they're doing a big thing over there, man. This is something that's special. I like, hanging out with these guys, but a bunch of the other content creators and a bunch of Cowboy fans is going to be here. So there's been a change of plan, and this is going to be, I don't have the flyer right now, but I will bring the flyer. But this is going to be August 17th in the dead heat of summer. Yes. See. Yeah, I'm about to put on some sunscreen. Say what? Y'all laughing? That's what I said. I was gonna put on some sunscreen. But anyway, so there been a change of plans. So Cowboy Huddle will be in the house, but we're gonna be in the house somewhere else. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna miss the Oxnard training camp, but we're gonna come live, direct, and correct from Frisco. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change it up a little bit. Instead of us going to Oxnard, and man, we're gonna talk about this Oxnard thing, man. And it's crazy, but it's yeah, we're gonna talk about this Oxnard. But I tell you what, if I would have went to Oxnard, I would have probably had front row seats. But okay, so but with that being said, let me get started. Also, hey, right now I gotta invite this guy in, man. He was with us last week. Again, I just reached out to him, and sure enough, he has come through once again, and it's our guy, Cowboy Corner. Give it up. What's going on, my guy?
What's going on, man? I'm sharing it on my community tab right now.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I reached out to Cowboys champ. I told him to come on if he don't got nothing going on. Tell him to come on in and hang out with us. So I don't know if he'll come through, but yeah,
Cowboys champ's my guy.
Yeah, it's open tonight. I'm like I'm. Hold on a sec. I gotta fix something. Look like I'm dragging or something. Okay. All right. I think that's better. How's everything, man? Training camp has started. How you feeling, brother?
You know, we just put the shells on.
Yeah.
And things are going. I like Mozzie Smith. I like Tyler Guyton. I said that. Yes, I like Mozzie Smith. I like what Tyler Guyton. I like what Tyler Guyton's bringing. Cooper Beebe just got some praise by Scott Schottenheimer, our offensive coordinator, on his center and his stance and stuff like that. So big shout out to Cooper Beebe and Schottenheimer giving him his flowers.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott's throwing pretty balls. Trey Lance needs to bring the ball down just a little bit more. He's too high. His release is up here. If he was to bring that down about a half an inch, he'd be the most accurate quarterback in the NFL. But he needs to learn how to bring that down. And obviously, sometimes you have to tweak your hand movements, where your hands are, how is your arm 90 degrees? So because he does a lot of this. He does a lot of this. And
I think it's his follow through. I used to always teach my quarterbacks in Pee Wee. It's always a follow through. And sometimes they'll release from up here and just instead of following through. So I think that has something to do with it as well, Cowboys Corner. I don't know, but
no, 100%. But it's been good.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal, man. So I gotta ask this question, man. We know the situation on Sam Williams. We know that he's been injured. He's out with an ACL and an MCL tear. But my question to you, Cowboys Corner, knowing that he might be our starter this year, why was he even doing special team workouts?
We viewed him as the starter. Where do the Cowboys view him? That's what we got to remember.
Right.
When we talked about Sam Williams in the last 4 months, it was potential. It was, I want to see. It wasn't, he's going to be. It wasn't, I can't wait to see. It was a lot of, I'm hoping for this. Mm-hmm. And when the Cowboys have him on special teams, that tells me something. Right. When the Cowboys drafted Marshawn Nealon, that told me something. And so when I look at the whole thing, a lot of Cowboy fans wanted Sam Williams to be something. But I said it time and time again. Sam Williams off the field cannot be trusted. He'll have a lot of speeding, marijuana paraphernalia, handgun, stuff like that. Now, it sucks that he got hurt. Don't get me wrong. But when we're looking at this from a general manager standpoint, from a head coach's standpoint,
right,
Sam Williams would have been my starter.
Right.
And that's why he got hurt on a special teams drill, because he hasn't earned enough credibility to go in there and go do that.
Man, and I tell you what, this is Sam Williams, third year, going into his third year?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, knowing that we lost Dorrance Armstrong, we lost Fowler, so I'm sure he was thinking, hey, this is my opportunity. Can you imagine, man, you working out that, all off season, thinking that you have this great chance of being a starter and you go out there and blow your knee out, man. That's just, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, man. And again, this is where we are now. So it's the next man up, and looks like we've been putting Michael Parson out there on that edge a little bit. So, hey, and which he can do. He can do the job, but we're gonna see what that looks like. I think more than likely we probably end up bringing in some veterans, or for a little competition. What do you think about that?
No, well, it's so funny. The last couple of days been full pads. Yesterday, Micah strictly worked on right end. That's all he did. That's all he did. When you turn on the tape of Micah Parsons' rookie year and you see him playing linebacker, there was a lot of speed and a lot of luckiness, dare I say, that stopped him from getting burnt. All right?
Mm-hmm.
His speed was the number one factor.
Yeah, fact.
The ball bounced his way, the second factor. Dan Quinn shied him away from that position the following year for a reason. You have Micah Parsons come in with the new defense coordinator, and Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer's been doing it in shirts and underwear. Has Mike Zimmer really liked what he saw from Micah Parsons in the shirt and underwear? I don't know. To be determined. A lot of training camp, he could play full pads and shells and do some coverage stuff. But I'm watching that. I'm not writing in Micah as a linebacker just yet. There's a reason why. We know Micah knows how to play right in.
Yeah.
Why'd you start working on it? I need Micah to go play linebacker, Mike Zimmer, something that he hasn't done since his rookie year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm keeping an eye on that, but definitely they'll bring in a veteran.
Yeah, and I've been watching that he has had a few reps at that linebacker position, hitting in the A gap. So again, I think it's a great thing, being able to move him around. But also, I've been noticing that Zimmer is running this strong side, weak side defensive end. You notice that they've been doing a lot of crisscrossing and
Yep.
shifting and everything. So, which it's something different. It's something different, but and like I said, we just have to wait and see. But we know that Marshawn Nealon, he's been holding it down, man. Marshawn Nealon has been really holding it down. They're comparing him to a bigger size Tank Lawrence, and I didn't know the guy was that big.
Yeah, I if you go watch my draft video and my draft recap, I said that the moment we drafted him. When I watch this guy, all I see is Tank Lawrence. 2.0. That's all I see. His run stopping ability is out of this world. So when I am playing inside and outside and doing this and doing that, not only could it be a Tyron Crawford, he could be a Tyron Crawford plus a DeMarcus Lawrence type player.
That's facts. I see the same thing. Yeah. This kid here, man, I'm telling you, I'm watching. He's wearing number 94. I'm like, damn, this kid is wide. He's big and wide, so it's going to be something to see. So I guess this gives him opportunity. Patrick Wright has had something to say. He said the Johnson kid, is going to do some special things with his speed this season. They are loaded at receivers. This could be
Billy Johnson,
the greatest show on turf. Okay. I thought he was talking about the defensive end. He's talking about the receiver, I guess. The Johnson kid. Johnson. I'm thinking he's talking about
Billy Johnson.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get to that receiver. Yeah, we're definitely gonna get to him for sure, man. Okay, Robert Barone. What's good, fam? He's in the house. Our guy. I think we sent him a gift not long ago. I think you got that, didn't you, Robert? I think. Yeah, but look who's in the house. Boy, wait a minute. Mikey, what you say, Mikey?
Big fella shared the link last night on their show, and
okay,
you share the link. I'm gonna take my chance and get in there. And we had a healthy discussion of a lot of topics. So.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Let's talk about this while we got this. You see my subtitle down there. Where Dak top Tua and Jordan Love as far as his contract. We know that Tua just got a $200 million contract. And we also know that Jordan Love just got a $220 million contract. So, dude, Jerry is making it that much harder if he's trying to keep Dak, man. I mean, the states are just they're just piling up, man. So, what is it looking like?
it's looking like Jordan Love and Tua are under 30 years old. That's what that looks like to me. And it looks like they got their second contract. Dak Prescott got his second contract.
Fact.
The way the salary cap is and the way the salary cap is structured, now you look at the direct TV and the $4.8 billion hit that could affect the salary cap, right? It could. You look at that, and you look at a 31-year-old quarterback like Dak Prescott,
right,
who went 12-5 3 years in a row, and it resulted in playoff success, nothing. And regular season, yeah, Dak Prescott looks good in the regular season. But when I'm looking at Jerry and I'm looking at Dak and I'm looking at Steven and Will, I look at that cap hit. You got to look at the cap hit here.
Facts.
Dak Prescott's on the books next year for $40 million cap hit. Let's say we sign him. Dak ain't going to do a 5-year deal. Dak's not going to do a 6-year deal. He's going to want a 3 to 4 year deal.
Right.
So let's look at this. We're going to be looking at a 34 turning 35-year-old quarterback when that contract is up. What will the dead money look like then?
Well, it puts them in another tough situation, man.
And you're back to another situation. Are you going to extend another 34, 35-year-old quarterback that probably hasn't won you anything, just going off trends of Dak Prescott? I'm looking at it like that. Because when you boil it down, as Jerry would say, to brass tacks, I would rather get younger and have the talent build around that. The 49ers did it with Brock Purdy. I would rather do that strategy than to pay Dak Prescott on a 34-year deal.
I don't mean to cut you off, but now your owner said, Jerry Jones said, I got ambiguity. I take ambiguity with me. I got ambiguity on me. It's all about ambiguity. So basically, I had to look that word up, Cowboys Corner. I said, ambiguity. Why he keep talking about ambiguity? So if I just say the word duck to you, DUCK, you might duck. But when you say duck to me, I might say, hey, there goes a duck.
Oh,
this is what Jerry was using. This is his ambiguity. I got ambiguity. So I might say all in, but all in might mean something to you, but it means something different to me. That's where we are. Ambiguity. Keyword. Give it up. So this whole thing, and I say that to say this, Cowboy Corner, because in his press conference, which is supposed to have been Mike McCarthy's press conference, took him 20 minutes before Mike McCarthy even spoke. But he said, more than likely, he knows that Dak is going to be with the team. But that's ambiguity.
Keep going. What else did he say? I wanted a lot of things I couldn't afford.
Exactly. So it's ambiguity.
Here's my thing.
Yeah, Mike Duck.
Jerry says he's all in. He's all in for Mike McCarthy playing on 1 year. Mike Zimmer playing on 1 year. Dak playing on 1 year. Bringing the band back together for 1 year. It's either make it and cash in the bank, or it's make it and cash in a Raiders check, Dak Prescott. That's what it boils down to.
Woo! And so here it is. I can't blame Jerry to a certain extent. I mean, it's like, dude, it's time to put up or shut up. Okay, we've paid you money. So now Dak is basically betting on himself. So with that being said, I gotta read this and we gotta figure out what the deal is. So and so it's been told and it's been reported that Dak Prescott, disrespected again, fails to crack the top 15 of the NFL top 100 list. Wait a minute. So it's basically saying Prescott checked in at number 16 behind Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts and Buffalo Bills star Josh Allen. So, is that about right?
He ranked 16th out of 32 quarterbacks. Is that what you said?
Yeah, 16.
Who wrote the article?
This article comes from SI, and the writer is Josh Sanchez. So,
I don't know if we're related. We might be related. Josh,
I don't know, man. I mean, that's kind of low, bro. I mean, that's low blow. Damn.
Well, is it though? Well, like that. I don't even know how to word this. You can do good, right? Your whole life.
Right.
All it takes is one mistake, and you could ruin your entire life, right?
Yeah, that's yeah. In the limelight, you
So-
definitely can. You're right.
So Dak can do good for 18 weeks. But here comes 5 playoff games, 7 total, but 5 playoff games where he absolutely stunk it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so when you look at how do you measure a good quarterback, Dan Marino doesn't have a Super Bowl, but you don't get his name a lot when you talk about John Montana, Steve Young, Tom Brady. It's his name is almost the last when you talk about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cowboy fans, the only thing that we bring up with Tony Romo is when we compare him to Dak. There's no legacy for Tony Romo. He was good for 17 games, but that playoff game was his killer, right? I don't know how you measure a good quarterback, G. Hampton. I don't. And Josh Sanchez, I don't know how you came up with that article, but I disagree with it. I think Dak is a top 10 quarterback, but it's hard to measure that because he stinks it up when it matters.
Yeah, this guy Josh Sanchez could probably just be writing something and without any facts, but I say the same thing. That is kind of a low blow. But with that being said, man, we're talking about Dak, and like you say, people are at the point where it's like, okay, we've been there, done that. Let's do something different. So I want to go into this article right quick. So, basically, it's been reported. This is something that John Machota had to say. Let me see. I got to get my facts right. Yeah. Jordan Lanes brought this one up, and I think we all know this for a fact. So it's been told that there wasn't too many people. Unfortunately, the fans didn't seem to be interested. Basically, the majority of the bleachers were Dallas supporters, but the sessions were empty. Wait a minute. So I got to share this video because I want you to see this. And like I said earlier, if it was me and if I was here, I probably would have had a front row seat. But let's get a look. Let's see if I can get pull this up. Bro, get this. What the? This is the first day in pass, too, brother. Let me roll that back again. What is going on, man? Have people given up? What? What? That is the first day of practice. That's not the first day of practice. That's the first day in pads. So, dude, I've never seen it that empty. It's never been that empty. Never. What is going on?
When you look at that video, I'm proud of the Cowboy fans. Proud of the Cowboys.
That's terrible.
Because we always talk about it, but we're never about it.
Yeah.
Jerry could hold a free burger and hot dog stand for a week straight, and there's gonna be Cowboy fans that will attend every single day just to go support the Cowboys and go get a free hamburger and hot dog because Jerry Jones is doing it. But when I see stuff like this, I'm mesmerized by it because it's finally happening. Do you remember 2014 G. Hampton, week 1, AT&T Stadium, the stage is set against the San Francisco 49ers. And what do you see? A sea of that nasty red.
Red. All red, dude. What the? Oh, that was crazy.
Look at that circumstance is a bit different because that 2013 season was ugly.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
But when you look at what you just did with the youngest team in the National Football League, where you just lost, where you were 16-0, where you had the best offense on a home turf, and you wet that bed, there comes a point where those fans, because there's free hamburger and hot dog, they'll let that shit. They'll let that stuff mold over.
Yeah, he's such a. Before we get started, and before you finish, I gotta, man. Where did this guy come from? It's Mikey, mic'd up. Give it up. What's up, Mikey? Yeah,
First
yeah.
of all, hey, thanks for your platform. Always, G, like always, always. You're the one that put us on, and we can't deny that at all, at all, at all. So, still with that damn gum, still with that damn gum. It isn't, and the same belief. Not even an opinion. It's what you believe, and you spit it with a straight face, and I just can't. Like I can't.
So I'm missing something. What's going on? Did I miss? What am I missing? Seems like
Mike's narrative, the one that he pushes, the Ric Flair, the heel narrative. That's what he's doing. No, it's not this, because facts are facts, and you know what the facts are. Like you could put them against Tua, you could put them against Love. Love and Tua is recency bias. Recency, and then to call a quarterback an old man at 34 with the rules that are played now, it makes a quarterback's life prolonged. It's not the same 1990s football. It's quarterback centric like hell.
okay. Yeah,
And that whole narrative or that whole argument that, well, we're going to pay this 31-year-old quarterback. He's going to have arthritis. He has to take baby aspirin, and then he's going to have to put on Bengay. No, man, no. And you know that.
Mikey, when I say something, you look at it that. When I say something, I look at it this big. When I say a 34-year-old Dak Prescott, I'm saying a guy that's already had an ankle twisted to north to south. I'm talking about a quarterback who had surgery on an ankle and had cleanup surgery. I'm talking about a quarterback who had
his record. What's his record since after that ankle?
2-5. That's his record. I'm talking about
whatever, man.
I'm talking about
that's bull. That's your narrative. That controls your narrative.
Let me ask you guys this. So we're talking about Tua, and I'm not going to chop up his last name, and Jordan Love.
With the hip, all the crap that he's been through.
So, and here's the deal. Have we got to the point now, guys, to where you don't need hardware to make this type of money? Because the guys that we're talking about, none of them have hardware. But, I mean, how is this thing working where these quarterbacks are making so much money and hasn't, I mean,
the agents.
Is that where we? And you're right. It is the agent. It is the agent.
It is the agent because it doesn't matter how big the cap gets. The quarterbacks are still going to get more money unless you keep the quarterbacks at 45 mil. And you keep that as the top, but they're greedier and greedier and greedier. It went from 35 mil all the way to 60. It doubled in how many years? 5.
Yeah.
But this is what happens when it's more of the age of the player, okay? Because Jordan Love and Tua, there was never a doubt that they were going to get a second contract, whether if it was with their team or another team. They were going to hit the market and get paid, or their franchise was going to take care of them. They're going to get paid because they deserve a second contract. They deserve another elite. Look at Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott are some of the oldest guys outside of Matthew Stafford, who has a Super Bowl ring, right? When you look at that, Kirk Cousins, the Vikings said, let's look at Kirk Cousins early in his career. Franchise tag. That franchise didn't believe in him. He went on with the Vikings. Okay,
talking about Daniel Snyder. You're basically your argument about
if an older quarterback like a Kirk Cousins, whose stats are all damn near identical to Prescott now. Let's pull them up if you want to. When you look at that franchise said, I don't want you. He went to Atlanta, and that team paid him. Atlanta's not going to win. Atlanta's not going to sniff an NFC championship game because that quarterback, if they don't hit that Super Bowl window and win it before the age of 30, your chances is low. You got to get a pull of Matthew Stafford out. That's rare. That is rare.
You're talking about quarterbacks like they're running backs. That's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous.
That's facts, Mike. How many quarterbacks won a Super Bowl
right now
over 30?
The only outlier right now is Pat Mahomes. That's the only outlier.
Multiple Super Bowl champion.
And that is
A guy
rightfully
over
deserved too.
35.
That's rightfully deserved that he has hardware to, be where he is and get the paycheck
He
that he's
did
getting.
before 30.
But the question is, and
But
at
that
this
dude's
rate, but
different. He's
here's
different.
the deal,
Put
Mikey.
that dude on a different
Here's
category.
here's the
And
deal,
you want to
Mikey.
say that Dak Prescott has the same stats as Kirk Cousin or Cousin, but for the last 5 years, Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott have the same stats.
So, but here's
Who
the
has
deal.
more rings?
And that's but this is why I asked that question, because that's where we are. When you mention rings, that's hardware. But and like I say, it's just the nature of the beast now. There's no ceiling when it comes to these quarterbacks. So this is the question that I had asked on Monday night when they did Monday Night Mic'd Up. I asked the question was the fact that I think our running backs basically sacrifice their bodies just as much as the quarterback, but they're getting paid like slaw. So how did we get from devaluing the running back to where we're doing running back by committee, and the quarterback basically is just getting all this money without any type of accolade? So that's the question. How did we get here? Because
Teams are
basically,
scared.
The rules. Dr. Ben Omalu, Will Smith, period, and the story. There's no defense. It's interesting what's going to happen with the drop tackle. How they're going to call that? Like, it's interesting. The NFL is offensive centric. It's turning into basketball. It's up and down of the court, and at the same time, they're playing what college has been giving them for years, because basically that's the minor league system. That's what football turned into.
So the thing about this here now, Mikey, that's very few things that you can do to a quarterback now. You really can't even touch him anymore, and that's what I'm saying. You got your running back sacrificing their bodies on a season basis, and you want to do them by committee, but then you want to give all these quarterbacks that haven't even won playoff games $220 million, which I understand what you said, Cowboy Corner. It's a second contract. True that. I understand that. But it's like sky's the limit for quarterbacks. And, you can't hit them. You can't rough them up. You can't do anything to them. So, I mean, it just, like you say, Mikey, it's getting to that point where that's where we are now. That it basically becoming like basketball, up and down the field. They want to see points scored, basically. That's what it see. But it was kind of just ironic to me. That's how we're doing things. We always knew about the Joe Montanas. We knew about the Troy Aikmans. We knew about all these guys that had the hardware, that they were the top-notch players. But that's not where we are. So, I'm just a little baffled about that one. So, what you got, Cowboy Corner?
No, man, I just think you have to look at success in the playoffs. You have to.
Yeah.
And how many teams get away from their first round pick after 5 years? A lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Paxton Lynch was gone. We look at the Dallas Cowboys. You look at the 2016 draft class. There's not a quarterback. Carson Wentz. Look at the Eagles threw it away. The Cowboys, whenever Prescott had 12-5 3 years in a row, and it resulted in the embarrassment 3 years in a row, you have to make a change. And the Cowboys need to make a change.
You said 12-5 3 years in a row. That's damn near 40 damn games. No other Dallas Cowboy quarterback did that in a 3-year span. No other Dallas Cowboy quarterback has done that. Nobody.
But what does that do for you? What does that do? Does that
you are?
Have you been to AT&T Stadium, Mikey?
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a question, Mikey.
You don't notice.
Let me ask you a question, Mikey.
Clean. You don't notice when your dishes are clean. You don't notice. You don't notice when your underwears are folded. Because
I'll tell you what I noticed, Mikey.
Give a shit about is the date. You don't care about Monday through Friday. All you care about is Saturday and Sunday. And
so we know that this quarterback, this Dak Prescott, actually, it ruffles feathers. We see that, and I know we all have opinions about Dak Prescott.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Narratives, not opinions. Narratives and beliefs, and they're like.
Can y'all hear me?
Go ahead, Cowboys Corner.
G. Hampton, can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother.
Okay, Mikey. Mikey, when you go to AT&T Stadium and you see those 5 banners, what do they say on them?
Championship, Super Bowl.
Well, we can hear you. Stop. We hear you.
What do they say on those banners, Mikey?
Champions.
They say Super Bowl champion. Do they say NFC East winners? Do they say we won a wild card game?
But that's so unfair that you
What do they
compile
say? Do they say
everything
we
that's
have
happened in the
this many
last
Pro
30
Bowlers?
years and have recency
Do they
bias
say
to this
do they-
quarterback,
hold on.
which was
There's a
second in
standard.
MVP. And dude,
There's a-
you were shitting on him this time last year, betting against him, and he was second to the MVP and second in All Pro.
Mikey,
He
I
will never be happy.
Tell Jerry to hang up a second to MVP vote for Dak Prescott in AT&T. It means nothing. It means nothing. I'm tired of individual success from Cowboy fans. I'm tired of missing the mark. I'm tired of missing the standard from Cowboy fans. I don't care about 12-5 3 years in a row. It resulted in nothing. When we went
But it
4-12
takes time
with
to
Quincy
get there.
Carter, when we
It
went
takes time to
12-4
get
with
there.
Quincy
Those
Carter,
12 years, week by week, that matters. Because if they don't
Mikey,
win week by
Mikey.
week, you're shitting on him
hold
more.
on, Mikey. I'll let you talk. I'll let
but
you talk.
you don't act like those 12 wins don't matter. Or what if it's 12 losses, 12 and
So-
5?
So let me ask you this, Mikey. So let's say, for instance, that we do sign Dak to another, we'll say 3 years. And those next 3 years, the next 2 years out of the 3 years, he doesn't even make 12-5. Do we continue to keep giving him chances, or we're going to still say that, hey, we're going to reach that mark before his 3 years are up, or do we go elsewhere? We'll say it's a 5-year contract, and we already talked about what that 5-year contract would do. But if he's never able to meet the mark, do we continue to say, hey, give him a shot? Just give it. It's coming. And now we done spent 12 years trying to get to that mark, and we don't get there. So when do we say enough is enough?
I get where you're coming from, because you know what? I watched that Green Bay game with you guys, and it was embarrassing, and it's left something here, and we're traumatized. Like, I got PTSD of it. We got it because we're on a high horse, but that team had big holes. That team as a whole, we knew what we had to do. But I understand what you're saying. And on the same token, when he used words like deserve, right, and his agent, he already got his first big contract. He already did. And the formula in the piece of the pie is for him to take less, but it doesn't seem that that's going to happen because how contentious it is, the disrespect, the bullshit, and pride itself is going to make this whole organization fall. Not just with the quarterback, with the front office, with people like this guy, with all of that. No, Dak Prescott is going to have a lot of blame in it if he gets the big contract and gets 65 million, 60, and resets the market. It's going to be bullshit because it takes away. We're going to lose also Digizua. We're going to lose players like Tyler Smith. That just has the big picture ramifications that I don't look at there. It does. And I get that animosity towards our quarterback, especially
I don't think it's animosity. It's just
we have.
It's
Well, you
I
just
think
can't shit on him.
I think it's more of a disappointment, and I'm it's one of those deals. But we're gonna move on from
This
that,
is barbershop talk, bro.
It is barbershop. You know, that's exactly what it is. It's the motto to this show is all about barbershop talk. But we can go on and on about this. But let's get into some of the things that's been going on in the training camp. So it's been, and I'm gonna share this video. I got to do this because I know she's gonna tell me you didn't show. So here, this is what we got right here. Let's get into it. New video. So we've been kind of questioning about Tyler Guyton, and will he be able to transition from the right tackle to the left tackle? So SB Nation reports Tyler Guyton receives high praise from All-Pro teammate, and basically we know who that was, Micah Parsons. But I want to show this video of him basically going up against Micah Parsons. So, and I'm tell you what, I'm impressed. So let's get a look at this real quick. So let's check it out a little bit. Let me see if I can blow this up. And here we go. Let's go. Let me run that back one more time. I mean, personally, I had questions. Okay, let me see. Can y'all see that?
I don't see nothing moving. I see it, but I don't
Right.
see anything moving.
Hold on, let me get it. Let me get it right quick. Let me get it. See, here we go.
Where's the
I don't
empty
want to show
stand
you
video?
that one. I'm
Hey,
all over the place, but let's do this.
listening to Cowboy
And
Corner
while
on
we there,
YouTube.
you know what? While we there, real quick. So, Mikey, were you aware of the stands? Before I get it, were you what it? And like Cowboy Corner say, he's proud of the fans of not
Yeah,
being there. So,
honestly, we have
what is
smart
your take?
fans.
And I'm gonna get back to the video.
We
Say it
I had a
again.
take yesterday, and my take was on the state of address that Jerry had. The whole lot of nothing
Mhm.
that he said. He sounded Al Davisy. He sounded Joe Bideny for the first time ever. It sounded like he's lost it. Like, yes, exactly. Trying to explain what all in is, like if he's not well endowed, and we're asking if it's in. So the fans are reacting appropriately, and that means they're smart. That means they're done. Dumbasses like us are going to be doing this because we're sick of it, but we're not sick of it. They're sick of it. They're sick of it. I got 3 jerseys this week.
Mm.
But I'm different. Them, it was appropriate, and you know what? The media making it a big deal is actually a good thing for the front office. Getting Dak Prescott's reaction to it, I was kind of like corner about it. I didn't like that at all because the fans are what keeps you employed, what gets you paid, and it's okay for them to be pissed.
Right.
And you can't tell us to move on. You can't tell us to move on because we're pissed.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, before I go any further, I got to add someone else to the stage, man. He's in the green room right now, and I invited him to come hang out with us. And without further ado, we got to give it up for Cowboys champ. Give it up. Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
Salute, guys. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing great, man. We're just sitting here, kind of talking barbershop talk right now, man. We're talking about the empty seats in Oxnard, and I just kind of wanted to see what your take was, knowing that the seats are empty. How do you feel about that?
Well, well, I heard that from somebody else. I'm not gonna say who, but they said that the inflation and the inflation and everything costing. I'm thinking the fans are kind of fed up with the BS that this organization is putting on this field, and it started with GM Jones. It's this going on 30 years. And first of all, this ambiguity that he said that he has, yes, it's definitely showing in this off season.
He has a
And
high
I
tolerance
mean,
for
'cause yeah,
ambiguity.
you still got these fans. Yeah, you still got these fans that still going to support the team. Yeah, they're still my team, but I'm not going to support bullshit.
Right.
And this team
Right.
is full of it.
Yeah.
Start
No, no,
with
no, no,
Jerry.
no, no, no. Wait. Not to that extent, because we're gonna go into a clip of a Tyler Guyton that they're gonna hit on.
Yeah.
So what do you mean they're
Mm.
full of it?
Well, I think what
Uh,
Cowboys champ is we're talking about 30 years. We're talking about 30 years of the same
30
old thing.
years, yeah.
Let me share this with you guys as well. Oh man, we getting deep, but I got to bring somebody else on. We got to bring in. Hey man, this straight barbershop talk tonight, baby. So without further ado, here's Chip Game Sports TV is in the house. Give it up for Chip is in the house. What's up, Chip?
Salute! You are now rocking with the best Chip Game Sports TV.
Second
Right
best.
back at it again. In the house with my
Second
main
best.
man G. the #1 Cowboy fan, Hampton.
Give
We
it up.
lamping. How you feeling, fam?
Hey, man, we up in here, man. We up in here, man. And we're talking right now, man. We're just kind of expounding on knowing that there's empty seats in Oxnard. And what is that all about, man? So, we're just talking barbershop talk like we always. How do you feel about that real quick? We're going to show this video here in just a second.
Let's get in it.
So how you feel about these seats being as empty as they are, man?
I tell you what, G, it's like this. Jerry, the writing's on the wall. We're unhappy, Jerry. Yes, we are, because we're not doing the things that we would like you to do. Jerry, #1, you got a quarterback that could get you there. You got a quarterback by many standards. No one in the NFL has won as many regular season games as Dak Press has. That's a fact, whether you like him, love him, whatever it is, right, wrong, or indifferent. He's put those butts in those chairs. #2, you got them 88s out there. CD Lamb without a contract, Jerry. Why? #3, generational talent. Generational talent. This type of talent from #11 only comes around once in a generation. Why you got him unhappy? So, Jerry, we're unhappy because you told us you are all in, but the proof is in the pudding and you're not all in. That's why those seats are empty in Oxnard this year.
Woo! Now, Chip Game Sport TV just said a lot, but now you got to remember what Jerry said. I got ambiguity. I take ambiguity with me. I got ambiguity on my pocket. I got ambiguity. What all in means to me may mean something else to you. If I say duck, I might duck. You might say, I just saw a duck.
Yes, sir.
It's ambiguity, man. So, what you got, Cowboys Corner?
For ambiguity.
Oh, no. Big shout out to Cowboys Channel. That's my dog right there. A co-host of Talking Crazy on Saturdays. Chip Game was good.
Yeah.
Chip Game was good. What's up, and Mikey? Hi, Mikey.
What's up, Michael?
So,
podcast.
So now, again, we were just talking about Tyler Guyton, man, and I was just saying this, Chip Game Sport TV and Cowboy Champs. I was just saying, man, I was concerned. We're bringing this kid in from a right tackle and transitioning him to a left tackle, and I was like, man, I don't know if this is going to be, happen, and I was a little concerned because we just didn't know if it was gonna take place or not. But here we go, man. Here's a little video of Tyler doing his thing, man. So let's get into this and just tell me what y'all guys think.
Let's go to the videotape. Yes, sir. Push and drive. Get out of there.
I'm just saying, man. I was a little leery.
Ron Leary.
So,
and
with that being said, guys,
that's a once in a generation talent he's going against.
That's right,
man.
That's right. You got.
And this kid could be a one in a generation.
You got to give Tyler Guyton. You got to give Tyler the props for being able to have a good day. I don't know if he's strung together a second good day in a row, but to be able to get in there and put a body on a body, and that's what they've been needing in Cowboy Nation on the offensive line or on the defensive line. On both of those lines, you need some big bodies banging. You need to move some furniture. You need a big pork chop eating brother to move something. Absolutely.
Mikey, what do you think about that? The little clip we just watched. I mean, how do you feel about Tyler Guyton moving over to the left? I haven't talked to you about this, but how do you feel
he has the measurables. What's tough for him is who he's proceeding, regardless on what you felt about Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith gave us a lot last year where nobody was banking on him. I believed in him a lot. That was a lot of my narrative for a lot on the huddle. Well, when I was on the huddle, but Tyler Guyton, what they did, and they moved out of that center that we wanted to go back and then get another pick. And if they hit, they're brilliant, but they're always brilliant. But there's a lot of pressure on this kid because of Cowboys lore hitting on offensive linemen in the first round. Hey, maybe not picking Michigan defensive linemen is their forte, but picking offensive linemen with their first pick all these years is a thing. I listen to Brian Broaddus a lot, so I'm gonna regurgitate things that I heard on his podcast. So he was doing with the second team reps for the first couple of days, and they did the underwear Olympics. You already know, but after like the third, fourth, now in full pads, he says to leave him on. And this is an NFL championship scout. Yes, he had good reps. They're going hard, but they're not going hard. Let's
Right.
see what attrition does. But
Right.
this kid has, since he got drafted, been in Dallas and been working with Weather
Yeah.
every day
Yeah.
since. And Mike Solari, he'll be
Give
working
it
with
up.
him. So we'll at his size and his measurables, we're just doing this because
Yeah.
we all had the same when Tyler Smith was picked, and that ended up being what it was. So
Yeah.
I have faith in our scouting, and I have faith in what they did with their pick. It's not a complete mess. It's just they talk a lot of shit.
Yeah. Let me go with the Cowboys champ. We gotta hear some a little bit from Cowboys champ. Cowboys champ, what do you think from this clip, and how do you feel about this Tyler Guyton kid out of Oklahoma?
Well, when they first drafted him as a right tackle, I thought they was going to have him compete with Terrence Steele for
Terrence
that right tackle
Aluminum.
position. And but when they decided to move him from right tackle to left tackle, yes, I ain't gonna lie, I had some concern because you put a rookie who played right tackle at Oklahoma for the past
You're
two
right.
seasons
Yeah.
to the one of the second hardest position on the offensive line. Yeah, that clip. Yeah, but that's one clip. But you know how the Cowboys are. The Cowboys are real good of hyping things up. They're
Yeah.
real good at hyping things up.
Yeah.
So, but I want to see more of this kid, especially the first game against the Rams in the preseason.
Right. Right. For sure.
Yeah,
You
yeah, but he, as far as size and speed, yeah, the kid got the measurable, but no, there's still a way to see for me,
Yeah. And then, like I say,
especially
we're doing.
on their left side.
Yeah, yeah, we're just going in shells, and they're not full speed. But I just like the foot movement on them. Cowboys corner. Again, I mean, I was one of those that was concerned, and going up against a speedster like Michael, in which Michael might just was probably going to have speed. We don't know. But what do you think about that clip that we just saw, and what do you think about Tyler Guyton as transitioning?
Yeah, absolutely. So Mike Sarilani deserves zero credit. Mike McCarthy deserves zero credit. Here's who gets the credit. Duke Manyweather, an offensive line guru. That's
Yeah,
who gets the credit.
yeah,
And Tyler Guyton gave him the credit. He said, How much were you with Manyweather? Every day. Every day. I didn't take a trip. I didn't go on vacation. I stayed and worked with Duke every single day.
So I think BB was with Manny Weather as well, wasn't he?
Yep, sure was.
Give it up. So okay, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's it.
Okay. Well, and that's the thing, knowing that I think that was our biggest concern with Tyler Guyton, to see him move over to that right. And again, we're still hoping that he can hold down that position, because he has been rotating with Chuma Aduga. He's been giving some reps over there, and also Richard Awesome Richards. He's been getting reps over there. But here's the big question. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, we don't know what that looks like. So, Mikey, with this situation, now we drafted BB Cooper, and we know he's a hell of a guard. He's a hell of a guard. Come out of Kansas State, and we knew what he was. But we wanted to draft him as a center. Right now, he's working with the second team. So we got this competition between Brock Hoffman and BB Cooper. So How you feeling about that competition at the center position?
Well, I'm biased. Brock Hoffman joined our show, Cowboy Up Podcast, every Tuesday. You already know. But like you've always been an advocate of Mike Solari, Brock Hoffman has been a Mike Solari guy, and he survived that. Brock Hoffman, when he played his two starts, he was against Deron Payne. Do you allow a sack?
Yeah,
Did he allow anything negative? No. If anything, he was nasty. And that's the mantra for our offensive line. Uncle Elroy offensive line, Mr. Nasty Time. We want Mr. Nasty Time with our offensive line. But besides the bias, that kid has came undrafted, earned his spot, and he made Tyler Biotis expendable. Cooper Beebe can be that. He could be that mauler. But if Brock Hoffman stays pat and is that dude, and you know what, nobody wants to really talk about it. Next year, it's a possibility we could lose Zach Martin. And what do we got there? The
yeah, yeah,
contingency plan. So
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
that's what it is. But Mike Solari, that's his guy. And as long as he stands pat and he's that dude, and like we want Dak Prescott to be the plus multiplier, it's his
Mhm.
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're so right, and like I say, it's a competition, and we got so many position competitions, Chip, to where man, it's so much to see on this field, man. So again, this competition between Brock Hoffman and BB Cooper. So how are you feeling about that? I mean, because we know that BB Cooper he was a third rounder, and I was a little leery about that as well. I said, "Dang, we're gonna probably bring a third rounder, which was a guard, and make him a center," and knowing that there's a lot that go in. Which Mikey, you know this as far as playing the center, it's not easy.
I'm a
It's
DT. I'm a DT.
okay. That's right. You DT. That's right. That's yeah. Yes. That's yeah. You on the other side about.
I'm talking shit about Mozzie then.
Chip. With that being said, how are you feeling about the Brock Hoffman and BB Cooper situation?
Very happy for the competition, because from what I understand, Hoffman will not go down easy, and I'm glad to see that. Also, too, glad to see the grit, the tenacity, the dirtiness, the nastiness, the drive that Hoffman has. That I think it's not in stone that BB is that guy, because Hoffman is giving you everything you got. And I think this is what you need. Go ahead, paint up those, put that sunshade up under your eyes, paint it up, look mean, and then go get them. I think Hoffman may really be the guy here for us this season. And he's giving BB kind of run for the money to see who's going to start there.
Yeah, yeah. And Cowboys corner, and I guess it's okay, Cowboys corner, knowing that BB won't be the starter. I mean, I guess that's okay. I know. I don't know. How do you feel about that? As if BB is not the starter? I mean, are you comfortable with Brock Hoffman being that starting center, or
Absolutely, I'm comfortable with it. I think when you look at the leash length for Brock Hoffman, it might be a little short because an undrafted free agent versus a third round and pick investment, right? I
right?
remember back in the day on the original roundtable, we used to have arguments about Rico Gathers and Dalton Schultz, and this was Dalton Schultz's first training camp, and I told these people Dalton Schultz is going to start over Rico, and they said, "Oh, you're crazy." I said they have more. They have a fourth round pick invested in Schultz. They don't have anything invested in Rico except an undrafted free agent contract. Sure enough, the star turns. Dalton Schultz was valued higher than Rico Gathers. In this situation here, it could be the case. We're only a week and a half in to training camp. Brian Schottenheimer gave Cooper Beebe props today. That's just a little step. That's just a little step into getting to that starting role.
Mm. Yeah, and that's so true. I mean, it's I guess started in the right direction. So again, we know that there's so many positions that there's going to be a competition at, man. You know, and I was looking at this defensive tackle position, Mikey,
Right.
and I guess we're saying that Mozzie is basically getting his weight back up. Um, how do you feel about Mozzie at this point right now? You know, I know it's still early. I'm not sure. I think Capricorn, you said he's up to 310 pounds, something like that, I believe.
310. Yep.
So, Mikey, how much faith do you have in Mozzie this year, bro?
Uh, I we need a rotation for him. That's what the NFL is. If you're not Aaron Donald, we need somebody else like a Linville Joseph for him to rotate, not quantity but quality, and he'll get there. Last year that sucked for him. He lost all that weight, but it actually is says a lot about Osa as a three technique DT. But we need he knows what he has and he knows what he's up against. We don't need another Tristan Hill, and that's where it's looking, and
Yeah.
that Taco Charlton narrative, and that's
Mhm.
pressure for him. But it's on Mike Zimmer to make him better and
Yeah.
himself to be motivated.
Cowboys champ, on to you. Because I'm a little leery about what's his name in the middle. Oh, oh, dang it! I just had
Hodman.
a, say that again.
Mozzie Smith.
What we're talking about defense.
Defensive tackle. God
Mozzie?
dang it. Not
Mozzie.
Mozzie. I know we're
Carl
talking about
Burley?
Mozzie, but he's lightweight. But
Chauncey Goldston.
Ghostin, you know, we're lining him up with the first teamers, but you know, he's only weighing at 268. That could be a
Chauncey.
problem. That could be a problem. So, Cowboys champ, you know, we're talking about Mozzie. Do you think Mozzie is going to be able to hold on to this double team? We need some. We need a what do you call him, Chip? You call him a big pork chop eating.
Yes, sir.
So, do you Cowboys champ? Do you feel that Mozzie will be able to fill his role? And how much confidence do you have in Mozzie this season?
As of right now, my confidence between out of 1 to 5 for Mozzie is 1
Whoa, whoa,
because
whoa.
from what I'm hearing, right now, Mozzie mentally is not there. The pressure is on him because see, it's not his fault that the Cowboys drafted him with the first round pick. He could have been a third round pick. Uh, and then the Cowboys really do not value the one technique. Yeah, that's the problem. And to run Zimmer's defense, you need two big old one technique,
Pork
330
chop,
pounds each. Yeah, now more like two hippopotamus out there to clog that middle. That's what they need.
and
And
that's
Mozzie, it's the problem with Mozzie when he said, "I don't like football, I just like hitting." That's a bad sign, right there. Mentally, He's not prepared. He's not.
what do you think, Cowboys corner?
Oh, Mozzie Smith, man. I think, Champ's my dog, but I think we got to give the young man a chance. I feel like when you go from 293 to 310, that speaks commitment. That's commitment, right? That speaks volume to me.
A lot of
And
pork chops and gravy.
when I see him out there on the clips that I can see, I'm not seeing laziness. I'm seeing tempo. I'm seeing grit. I'm seeing getting up the field. I'm seeing a lot of stuff. But the problem, and this is what I just heard out of Dallas about a week ago, Mozzie Smith could be a crybaby. If things don't go his way, he could throw little fits. I've heard that. I've heard that. I've heard Mozzie Smith can get a little sensitive. Woe is me type of guy.
We don't got time for that. We don't got
That's why
time
he
for
has
that.
to keep on stacking good days off of good days so he don't do the woe is me thing.
See, Well, Chip, that we don't have room for crybabies and somebody being sensitive. This is not the year, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Cowboys corner, Mike Zimmer's not gonna put up with that. I'm
Nope.
just gonna tell you, he's not gonna put up with it. And looking at this defense, man, one thing I did see, Mike Zimmer got these guys clicking on all cylinders. It seems I saw a lot of times that these quarterbacks had to get rid of the ball and do a lot of check downs. So with that being said, Chip, what is it about this defense that you want to see? In what area is it? The front line, the back side of the defense? What is it that you're eager to see when it comes to this defense this season?
Well, G, number one, we can stay right where we are, right there with Mozzie. We definitely hoping, wishing, praying that Zim is whispering pause, sweet nothings in these defensive guys' ears and getting things to click. And really, what Cowboys corner said about Mozzie and the commitment, it seems like those feet are a little more faster. I'm glad that he put out the weight, but the one thing I'm looking for from Mozzie is number one, Mozzie, you can't be one-on-one with a guy. If Mozzie is in the middle, there has to be two guys that's committed to stopping Mozzie so that our linebackers could come on down and solidify some things. So I'm really hoping that the front line will get beefed up. We'll get some push, we'll get some pressure, and will be a big log jam that middle, allow yourself to be occupied by two other guys. Commit to not just one guy it's going to take to stop me, but it's going to take two guys to stop me. Then you'll begin to see success for the second level and then from the back end of the defense, but it
Yeah.
starts right in the middle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you got, Mikey?
Well, I know defensive line it's a big deal because that's where it starts and that's where it's
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
And then losing Sam Williams, that's just a whole nother thing. But we were light in the ass. This is something we talked about on the Cowboy podcast. We were light in the ass at linebacker. I'm happy with my linebacker room right now. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
I'm
Give
feeling
it
a
up.
little more content, a poquito,
You
more content. I like Luafau. I like this kid. I like this kid in coverage. I like
Overshown.
Eric Kendricks in the room because we know what Dawkins did to our number 33. And I don't know why number 33 is playing linebacker and what happened in Buffalo and what happened in Green Bay and our arrogance to keep putting a strong safety at linebacker. It bit us in the ass and it cost us
Yeah.
a lot. But
Yeah.
I'm happy with our linebacker room and what's happening with it and our draft and what we've gotten from free agency and getting Demarion Overshown. That's all you hear. A lot of things about him being faster, being more athletic because he had to take a redshirt year. And that's what I'm very interested in. Dallas Cowboys are Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are quarterbacks, middle linebackers.
Right. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. The thing about what the beauty of this defense, they're running a true 4-3. Give it up. A true with three linebackers, not two and a cornerback. They're running three linebackers, and they're running a strong side and a weak side. So I'm excited about that to see three linebackers. I didn't even know they actually ran that defense anymore. Cowboys champ. Are you excited to see this 4-3? And we know this 4-3 is a different type of 4-3 because you're going to see a lot of players shooting the A gaps. You're going to see safety shooting on the outside. So, how do you feel about this defense?
Oh man, I'm definitely excited about Zimmer defense coming in. All like the only concern I have is still up the middle with the defensive tackles, but the outside edge, the cornerbacks, and the linebackers. Man, for what I've seen, everything is looking damn good. Uh,
Yeah,
all the cornerbacks, they're getting picks like every day. I even seen Kendrick get a pick off of that.
And they're all off
So
Trey
yeah,
Lance.
the defense is flying. The defense is flying. But
Yeah, sure.
I still like to see them against a run heavy team
Yeah, for sure.
and
Well, you're
stop
going to see
that.
it first week. You're going to see it the first week against Cleveland Browns. Believe me, with Nick Chubb's in the backfield. But here's a question by one of the individuals. They said, "Would you guys agree with me that it would be stupid in today's NFL to give a defensive player 35 plus million annually when they're worthless?" Chip, what do you think about that?
Well, it sounds like a narrative.
Well, who are we talking about is worthless there?
We know what they're saying. We
Yeah.
know what they're talking about.
We're talking about a defense, yeah, a defensive player that's 35 plus million annually when they're worthless. Would you guys agree with him that it would be stupid in today's NFL to give a defensive player 35 plus million annually?
Well, whatever million you're talking about is stupid if you're thinking somebody's worthless to give them anything.
Yeah,
But however, if we got anybody that can step on an NFL field and comparable to whatever the position he is and what those dollars equal at that specific position, the going market is the going market, and whatever that is, if that body is fresh and good enough to do the job, he's good enough to get the loot.
yeah. There it is. You got the answer right there. So before we get out of here, guys, I want to know from each one of you guys, what is it that you're going to be looking for, starting with you, Cowboys Corner, throughout this preseason? What is it that you're going to keep your eye on? I mean, we got to talk about real quick. We got to talk about Tyron Billy Johnson. No one can forget that name. It reminds me of Billy White Shoes Johnson. I don't know why. That's how old I am. Billy
Hey,
White
do
Shoes
it.
Johnson.
Do it.
I'm
Do
that
it. Do
old
it.
head.
Do
But it's
it.
just
Do it.
something
Do it.
about
I wish you could see my knees.
exactly. But this kid is actually making some noise, man, at another position battle, which is the receiver. So I say that knowing that we have so many different battles and competition. Cowboy Corner, starting with you. What is it that you're going to be looking throughout the preseason, and where you're going to be doing your evaluating on?
Absolutely. I will be live during the preseason games on Cowboys Corner right here on YouTube. Obviously, I won't show the game, but
Yeah,
we'll talk about it live as it happens. Some people on the Talking Crazy panel will be on with us. And you guys are more than welcome to hit the link and come in and talk with us too. But I'm looking at Trey Lance. I'm serious. I'm looking at Trey Lance. We got a quarterback competition for the number 2. We got a quarterback competition for next year. If Trey Lance looks like crap, expect an extension for Dak Prescott. If Trey Lance looks good, Dak can't get an extended. Period. And so when I look at that, I'm looking at our running backs. We can't fiddle fart with Zeke and write him in as a starter. We got to give everybody a chance. And if they look better than Zeke, you got to swallow your pride and you got to cut them. And then I'm looking at the offensive line competition as well. I want to see Nathan Thomas. A lot of praise I gave him this offseason. Going to look at him. Jalen Brooks, I'm going to look at him. Jalen Tober, I'm going to look at him. It doesn't matter what you do in practice. It matters when the lights come on.
exactly.
That's when it matters to me.
That's so true.
The defense side of the ball, I'm looking at Mozzie. Can I see some consistency? Can we get good games off a good game? Because he's going to play. I'm looking at Carl Davis. I'm going to look at Chauncey Goldston. I'm going to look at Marshawn Nealon. I'm going to look at a lot of that front seven. I'm going to look at Overshown too. Does Overshown look like he did last? Is that speed there? So I'm looking at a lot of things. And again, if you want to watch with me, Cowboys Corner, August the 11th, 3:25 on a Sunday. Join me up. Let's talk ball.
Okay, that's
Thanks
what
for
it
having
is.
me on, Captain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give it up for Cowboys Corner. Mikey, what are you focusing in on throughout this preseason, my brother?
First and foremost, attrition and what it costs us. And it already cost us Sam Williams. So I want these guys to be healthy. Football is just one of those sports. That's the biggest thing. The biggest thing. Yes, we want to see Mozzie be the beast that we drafted him to be. Yes, we want to see Tyler Guyan be the next revelation and the next Tyron Smith. He's gonna have his growing pains, but most of all, the injuries, the attrition. Light your candles, do your prayers, because we could end up in football purgatory in one bad snap.
That's
Straight
true.
up.
That's true. Give it up for Mikey Mike Dub. Give it up.
Cowboy Podcast every Tuesday. Ain't nothing but love for Cowboy Podcast Tuesdays. You already know.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right, Chip Gang, what you got, brother? What is it that you're looking for?
I'm looking for Jerry to spend some dollars or not. Uh, but before the season starts, and nothing happens before game one. Okay, it's a wash. But I really want you to put your foot down and put your money where your mouth is, or where your heart is, or wherever it is. But put some money out there. But more importantly than that, I'm on the football side of things. Aside from the money, I'm thinking about how can we stop the run.
Woo, give it up.
Mozzie, Mozzie. I'm calling his name so much because I hope it goes out to him. I want Mozzie to show up and to show out, and to prove that last year was a fluke. He shouldn't have lost all that weight, but thankful that he gained some more. And now let's show everybody, the world, what he can do with that weight. I want to see a big body banging middle to stop the run. And the Cowboys will go deep if we could just do that.
That's what's up. Give it up for Chip Game Sports TV. All right, man. So, Cowboys champ. Last but not least, so what is it that you're going to be focusing on, and what is it that's going to keep your attention throughout the preseason? We got to hear from you, my man.
Man, what he just stole my thunder. Yes, you got Cowboys got to stop the run, and I want to see if they can successfully run the ball with a bunch of Lance Dunbars on this team. I'm looking at what type. I'm looking at what type of speed that they have on offense, because this year two with this West Coast offense, and you have a lame duck coach. You have the pressure is on the quarterback, like what Cowboys corner said. If Trey Lance can come out and ball out, bye bye Dak. That's the
That's what we are.
bottom line. And I'm definitely looking at the offensive line and the defensive line. Cornerbacks with the safeties. I want to see what they do in certain coverage, especially when you're running that Tampa 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you inviting me on. I'm at work, of course. But yeah, I appreciate you inviting me on, man.
All right, Cowboy Champ. This is what we do on Wednesday night. So whenever you got a chance, stop through and hang out with us, man. It's always barbershop talk, and you're more than welcome to join in any time, man. So appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, Chip, that's where we are, man. All right. That's where we are, man. It's another successful day, man, of barbershop talk on the Cowboy Huddle podcast, man. We had some old school guys that used to come through, and they hung out with us, man. But hey, I'm excited, man. I'm ready for this preseason to get started so we can see exactly what we're going to be dealing with, man. You know what I mean? So personally, I think what I'm going to be looking at, I'm looking at that defensive line. I'm just like you, brother. I really think it's going to probably be Mozzie Smith and Carl Davis Jr. Carl Davis Jr. is a big 300-pounder. He's a bologna sandwich eating peanut butter jelly with bananas on it, and you know what I'm saying, and milkshakes and chocolate milkshakes. He likes to just throw down the food. So if he can draw double teams and we get Mozzie to draw double team, that frees up our linebackers, brother. So, that's going to be one of my focus I'm going to look at. But I also want to see what this running back game going to look like. So like he said, a bunch of Lance Dunbars. And we got a lot of small little running backs. So we'll see what that looks like, man. So yeah, so it's going to be exciting, man. It's going to be exciting. So we might well get ready for the football. It's getting ready, get started. And unfortunately, Sam Williams won't be with us, but next man up, brother. Next man up. I know it. And we'll just see what happens. I'm sure we probably bring some other players in to create some depth at that position. But we'll see what happens, man. But again, Chip, I'm not going to hold you up, man. My administrator, she couldn't be on tonight. She said, thanks to everyone that joined the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Give it up. Yes, sir. It's a great night tonight, man. And Chip, as always, man, I appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us, man. It's always a pleasure for you holding down the East Coast, man, and having you on board, man. So Again, man, we appreciate everything that you bring to the table, brother. Give it up for Chip, Game Sport TV. Yeah. And with that being said, guys, we're not going to hold y'all any longer. It's been grill like it always is. It's been fun, but guess what? We got to run.